All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. Happy New Year's Eve. All right. We're going to start seated. You'll definitely want a strap near you. As you can see that the heat in the studio is not working. I'm just gonna stay warm till we get moving. So find yourself comfortable, nice, easy seat. Get that spine up nice and tall. And I wanted to read something. I was looking for something to read this morning. And I found this, and I have had this since I was in my teens. And it was really something to run across this again. I don't know who wrote it. But it really helped me a lot, I think, as I was getting older and getting into my 20s and things. And it's just feels relevant today. And the fact that it's still in one piece and I still have it is just amazing, right? All right, so this is called risks. To laugh is to risk appearing the fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out for another is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk exposing your true self. To place your ideas, your dreams before a crowd is to risk their loss. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To live is to risk dying. To hope is to risk despair. To try is to risk failure. But risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, and is nothing. They may avoid suffering and sorrow, but they cannot learn, feel, change, grow, love, live. Chained by their attitudes, they are slaves. They have forfeited their freedom. Only a person who risks is free. Right. Sometimes I think we can just get too comfortable. And I know we want comfort in life, but if we get too comfortable, we stop growing. We stop trying new things. And so I'm resisting that too comfortableness with everything I've got, right? Just to try to do some new things, do things that maybe scare me a little bit. So think about that as we end this year, as we begin a new year tomorrow. Sit nice and tall, everyone. Start to take the breath in and exhale it out. Drawing the breath in nice and deep. Exhaling it all the way out. Good. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then begin a Ujjayi breath. The Ujjayi breath it's also called ocean sounding breath. I always call it a Darth Vader breath if you're a Star Wars fan. And it is this slight constriction at the back of the throat. If you know it, go ahead and start your own Ujjayi breath. If you don't know it, I often think of it, I feel it when I whisper. So if you whisper to yourself, you will feel this slight tightening at the back of the throat. And the other way that I love to teach the breath is imagine that you have a mirror in front of you and you're fogging that mirror. And so as you exhale through your mouth, there's that sound. And then as you inhale, maybe you find that same constriction. And once you get that sense with breathing through your mouth, maybe you do that with your nose as you exhale. You think of fogging this imaginary mirror, and as you inhale, fog a mirror that is behind you. And then exhale. So this breath is audible, you will hear it, but it doesn't have to be loud in order to be audible. It tones the throat, it tones the muscles and the thyroid, parathyroid glands in the throat, supposedly, but it also tones the throat chakra and allows us to speak our truth and to withhold our speech when necessary. So it's a really cool breath to practice. And as you do this breath work, this pranayama, maybe you soften the jaw and you feel the breath moving in through the chest, through the lungs, expanding everything. And perhaps in the new year, you risk saying what needs to be said or using your voice for good or learning to withhold when that voice is not kind or necessary. Good. Just a few more breaths here. Good. Last one, everyone. And then open your eyes and roll the shoulders and feel that. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hand down to one side. Let's just stretch the side body. And again, notice, right, as we press the ribs out and create a little bit deeper C curve, we stretch through the muscles of the ribs. So if you feel particularly tight here, you might notice that when you take a deep breath, it stretches out those muscles, allowing the ribs to move more freely, allowing their lungs to move more freely. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, the other side. And again, same here, feeling the ribs expand, feeling the muscles open up, right? Maybe from the hip all the way to the armpit. And inhale, take it up. Last one on this side. Good. This time, instead of reaching the ribs out, I want you to draw the ribs in, creating a little bit straighter line, engaging the muscles that we just stretched. And breathe. Good. Inhale it up. Exhale, other side. Feel that initial reach out and then draw the muscles in to contract. Still taking those nice deep breaths. Good, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Switch your seat, however you're sitting. See if you can switch that out just a little bit. Good, one layer down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms out to the side, twist to one side, let the hands come down, one to your knee, one behind you. And draw that big deep breath in again. Maybe you incorporate Ujjayi breath here, right? You can employ that all the way through your practice today. And breathe. Soften the shoulders away from the ear. Imagine the crown of the head reaching up, the chest reaching up. Release. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale out to the side, cross the other way, and come into seated twist on this side. Relax your jaw. Find that alignment of the head. It's almost as if someone were bringing that head back in space a little bit. And release, take those arms up. Exhale them down. Whew, good. Roll that out. Grab your strap, everybody. Switch your legs. Watch your buckle end, right? If you have a buckle, I have an 8-foot strap, so I can fold it in half for me. Take the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Take that strap kind of behind the head. It doesn't have to touch, but then feel the chest rise up, right? So as the chest rises, the shoulder blades draw down, but the belly tones in so that we're not overarching. And find that big opening, and then take the tips of the elbows and draw them forward gently. Don't overdo. Head is neutral. Breathe. Take the arms up. Exhale one side. Inhale up. Exhale the other side. Inhale up, bend the elbows, take the strap behind you. Bring the head back, bring the chest up, draw the shoulder blades down. Maybe your strap will go a little bit lower. This is going to depend on you, where you're at, where your shoulders are at. This is a huge stretch for the front of the chest, the openness of the heart. Think about the throat being open as well. Good, take it up. Good, let's bend to the side, stretch, really pull that top strap up. And center, stretch to the other side. Good, take it up. Last one here, take it behind you. Bring the head back in space. Now the challenge here is not to lift the chin, right? So it's the back of the head. It's like we're trying to bring the back of your head to the back of your strap. And then draw the elbows forward a little bit. That's going to be tricky. You're going to feel all kinds of stuff happening. Maybe the strap lowers a little bit. Woo, right? Big, big, big opening here through all the chest muscles. How low can that strap go? And then slide it back up your back. Bring it all the way up and release that and let go. Set your strap aside. Change out those legs one more time while we're seated. Roll the shoulders back. Take one hand to the center of your chest. The other hand forward. I want you to pull that shoulder back so the shoulders feel really square. And then take the arm out to the side. Listen up. The arm is right out to the side. And then I want you to flex the wrist so that the fingers are pointing behind you. Yep. And then keep the shoulder square. Don't twist. Just flex that wrist and then straighten the hand and go the other way and breathe. I feel like we're going to do wall puppets here or something. And then straight and flex again. We are here often, right? In down dog and plank, anything that we have our hands on the floor. But here we're just seeing if we can get that stretch from the center of the chest all the way through the wrist and the fingers, and then straighten those fingers. Take the arm up and see if you can side bend without that hand for support. Breathe. And inhale up, release, take those arms up, exhale it down, roll that out. Good job, everybody. Other hand goes to your chest, take the arm forward, pull the shoulder back. So when you do that, you should almost feel like that shoulder blade kind of clicks in place without the click part, right? It falls into place and you notice that the shoulders are back to level. Take the hand out to the side, flex the wrist, and draw those fingers back. Nice straightish arm if you can, without hyperextending. The hand is helping you keep those the shoulders neutral. Breathe and then turn the fingers and point them forward. That's a little trickier. And then back again. Breathe. Keep that hand on your chest for support. Take the other arm up. And stretch, big stretch here. Oh, and release both arms up. Exhale all the way down. Nice job, everyone. Let's straighten those legs. Whew, good. Give them a good shake here. If you want to sit up on blanket, that is perfectly wonderful. Point flex your ankles, maybe give them a little circle one direction and then the other direction. Get those nice and warmed up. And then you're just going to slide the knees up toward your chest. In fact, I'll turn sideways here. So you're going to slide your knees up, take your arms forward, lift your chest, lean back just a little bit, and breathe. And take your toe socks off. And then feel the chest lift up. Take one hand to your chest, pull the chest up, take the other arm up over your ear. This is core work, right? No kidding. The more you lean back to a point, the more core work. But if you start to feel it in the lower back, you've gone too far. Replace hands, breathe, reach. Woo, yeah. Good. Take both arms up. Optional. That's a whole bunch harder. And come on up, come forward, just roll forward. Nice deep breath. Good. Come on back up. Lift your chest. If you're comfortable, one, your heels stay on the ground. Two, they lift and cross. Okay, so your ankles are crossed. Hands are behind your thighs. Lift your chest toward your thighs. Watch the lift of the chin, right? Because if you lift, what's going to happen? That big bowling ball on the top of your neck is going to pull you back. So don't lift your chin. Keep it neutral and just hold. Now, press your legs into your hands and try to pull them away. Not apart, but away. Whoo. Yep. Everybody breathe. You feel that in your hips? Right? Hips, legs, glutes. Whew. Release, switch ankles. Push into your hands. And release, switch ankles. Take the arms to cactus and then tap opposite elbow. If this is really hard, feet are down and you're just twisting here. So tap, tap, don't go too fast, and tap. I don't know about you, but I ate that last cookie, I think yesterday. I am done with cookies. Woo! Like if I can't see them, I don't want them, but that's like one of my favorite things are cookies. Torture. I tell you. Good. Keep it going. Come on. 10, 9, 8. I know. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Either just bend over your knees, or if you're comfortable, come on down, legs crossed. Woo, and just shake that out. Come on up. We're almost done with core. We're getting this out of the way early. Come down to your back. And feel your body on the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Don't get too comfortable, everybody. Good. Breathe. Hands go behind your head. The knees get bent. Now, I know at least one of you, right, watching right now, neck issues, you're going to watch that lift and or pull of the head, but everybody else, if you're okay, just lift your head off the floor and hold. Now I'm mostly looking up at the ceiling. My head is heavy in my hands. I have no strain in my neck. The knees move away from my belly button a little bit more, and then I'm going to tap one heel and then the other heel. So you're looking at the ceiling, your elbows are mostly out to the side. We're going to find our breath here. That's it. Let's do 10 more. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the knees again. Take knee to opposite elbow. Extend the other leg and bring it back to center. This is slow. Extend, go to the other side. Hold. And back to center. Good. Switch. And center. Switch. I know. So if we do these fast, They're not as effective. Breathe. We got two more, both sides. Squeeze and center and squeeze and center. We got one more, both sides. Squeeze and center and squeeze and center and let go, everybody. Woo! Good. Your knees are bent, they're near your chest. Watch your twist here. Go to one side. Let those knees drop. Opening up both a twist here, but also a release of those belly muscles we just worked. Opposite arm is out to the side, stretching through the chest. And then take the knees to center, go to the other side and breathe. And center, feet to the floor. Good. Your feet are hips width apart. Your heels are at least, and if your arms are straight and your fingers are extended, maybe your heels touch your index fingers. If they don't worry about it. If you have knee pain, move the feet further away. The upper arms, elbow to shoulder, drop to the floor. The fingers point to the ceiling. And then we press up and lift the hips. This is bridge pose, but we're using it as a warm up of the legs, the hips, the glutes this morning. So we're going to tap down the sacrum and then lift again. Tap down and lift. Tailbone stays long. Tap down and lift. Good. Tap and lift. We got 5 left. Down we go. And lift, squeeze. Good. Down and lift. Down and lift. 2 left. Down we go. And lift. Last one. Reach up. Hold here for just a moment. If you can, take the arms to cactus. Your head is neutral. There is space behind your neck. We're pressing into the feet equally. Inner thighs are active. The heels drag back. This is a big old bridge pose. And let go, everybody. Everything down, straighten those legs just for a moment. Take a deep breath. And release both knees to your chest. Roll the knees over to one side and come on up to table pose. Good. So once you're in table pose, you can have your blocks nearby, by the way, so that if you need them, they're easy to reach. And if you need more cushion underneath your yoga mat, grab your blanket. So place those hands well. Do a few cats and cows here. And breathe. Good, last one. And come to center, press the right leg back. Before you lift that leg, I want you to engage the belly and engage the back leg, and then take the left arm out. So this is kind of a grounded balancing table, right? We've got that foot on the floor. We can play with the levelness of the hips, the drawing in of the low belly, and then lift the leg. And breathe, looking down at your mat, finding that back body involvement. I've been playing with this a little bit. We've played with it before, but feel the muscles of your back having to hold your arm and your leg. And then release it. Let that go. Good. If you want, just scoot back on the hips for a moment, stretch it out, and then come on back up. Your wrists, by the way, I know that can be tricky for some. You can go to soft fists here. Press your left leg back, press into the foot, engage the belly, squeeze through the hip and glute. Reach the right arm out. Tone that low belly. I always think about zipping that pubic bone up toward the belly button. And then lift the leg. So the challenge here is not to overlift. the leg, because then you dump into the low back. So I'm pressing the heel out. I'm seeing if I can tap in to the back body. That's it. Find your pose, everybody. You got this. And release. Whew, and let go. Maybe you scoop back. And come on up. So second round here, here's where I think this risk poem comes in just a little bit. We're going to do same side balancing table. We don't do that very often. It's tricky as all get out until you figure out where your balance is. There is a tendency to fall over the first couple of times. So if you don't want to fall over, if you don't want to risk that, I'm okay with that because this is tricky the first time. And we haven't done it in a while. So you're back in table pose. And you're going to press the right leg back. Here's the tricky part. You're going to lift that right leg. You're going to find the balance on the left side and then take the right arm out as well. There is some lean to the left side, right? Of course, but we're not over leaning. Breathe and let go. That's a fun one. Same thing other side. Put the left leg back and lift, and then decide, do you want to try getting that left arm out? Ooh, right? See, you can see it more challenging usually one side than the other. Breathe. And let go. And stretch it back. I always like that one. It's not one we do very often. All right, you're back to table pose. I want you to kickstand out your left foot and extend your right foot so that it is, if your foot wasn't kickstand out, your toes would run into your arch or your heel of your extended leg. And then adjust your left hand so that it feels good under your shoulder and turn sideways. Now, first things first, this shoulder, the standing arm shoulder, rolls back and we feel the shoulder, the latissimus muscle engage, right, for support. The head's not dropping down. You feel solid. Your knee roughly above or below that hip, and then lift the extended leg. Just keep your hand on the hip for now. Tuck the belly in, lengthen the tailbone. Feel somebody as if someone were pulling that heel away from you, and then take the top arm up. Again, optional. This is also a great pose to do grounded, keeping the bottom leg or that top leg down on the floor. Breathe. Still okay. Top arm goes over your ear. Palm is face down. Whoo. And then imagine squeezing the ribs in towards center body. Take the arm up. Whoo. Drop the foot down. Let that hand go. Whoo. And let your knee go. And maybe press back, stretch that out. Come on up. Same thing other side. We start in table pose. I kickstand out through the right foot. I extend long through the left foot so that my pinky toe side of my foot comes down toward the mat. My right arm is adjusted so that when I lift, I feel supported in that right hand, right shoulder. And then tone the belly in, squeeze through the glutes, maybe lift the leg. Maybe take the arm up. Find your breath, everybody. I had a student that said, that's your next book, Find Your Breath. Maybe take that arm over your ear. Squeeze in through your belly. Find your focus point here. Nice job. Take the arm up. Let the toes go. Bring that hand back to the floor and bring your knee back to the floor. Take both your feet or both your knees wide and sink back. If child's pose here doesn't work for you, puppy stretch would be beautiful here with your knees wide. That's it. And then come on up. Hands back under shoulders, knees back underneath your hips, and come to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, let's pedal everything out and breathe. Just pedal the feet, stretch it. And then take your feet nice and wide. Walk your hands back and come on up. And find mountain pose. Just shake that out while I fix everything. My shirt slipped. Good. And just find mountain pose. Imagine there's a block between your legs. We could grab it, but just imagine that for now, right? As you squeeze that imaginary block, the whole outer hip, outer legs, glutes should become more active. And then the chest rises and the shoulder blades draw down. Take both arms out to the sides, roll the shoulders back, and then squeeze through the back without bringing your hands back. So this is, again, one of those kind of subtle things. As I stand here, if I do nothing, especially if my arms are forward of my shoulders, nothing happening in my back body. So take the hands out to the sides, drop the shoulders, and then engage your back. And feel that, because we don't, honestly, I don't think most of us do this enough. Engage the back body and feel that. And then take one hand to your chest. Keep the shoulder down. I'll turn sideways here. I want you to start pressing that arm back behind you. Breathe. But imagine somebody is your fingertips and they're pulling that arm out from you at the same time. And breathe. And then take the arm forward, switch sides. That arm goes out to the side. The shoulders are down. Yeah. And then, yeah. And then bring the arm back and just feel the difference. Try to keep the chest somewhat centered and breathe. And then switch one more, both sides. You're here, right? Shoulder is back. Take the arm back, listen up. Now flex your wrist. Whew. And breathe. So we're working in some of those muscle and nerve pathways from the chest to the hand. So if you feel a little tingly, a little nervy, that's pretty normal. And bring it forward, switch. Other side. First, find the neutral, find the shoulders down, bring the arm back, and then flex the wrist. And breathe. And bring it forward and shake that out. Woo. Right. And again, just kind of notice. I've been noticing lately my head's feeling heavier. My husband says it's for all those brains in there, but I'm not sure that's true. But I think it's gravity, right? I think it's just gravity. It's feeling heavier, or I'm on my phone too much lately. So we got to keep bringing that head back. All right, so come on up to the front of your mat. Have your blocks near you. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Bend the knees, step back with your right leg. You can grab your blocks here. Just come into a nice, easy lunge. Ideally, the knee is up. The back leg is active. The back line of the leg is active. Tone in through the belly, lengthen your tailbone. Bring the head back up in space. Take your hands to your knee. Come on up, right? So these are things we do all the time. Make sure your lunge is wide enough. Make sure your front hip is pretty even with your back hip. Take the arms to cactus. Same thing. The elbows are both pressing out to the side, but now activate the back body. Again, when we talk about balance and balance in the body, if we are not actively working the back body, all we see is the front. And so we tend to be front centric human beings. We've got to work the back body. Just feel the squeeze of the muscles. It's not about bringing the arms further back. It's about engaging the muscles you already have back there. And then take the arms up, exhale all the way down. Whew. Good. You can transition through down dog if you want, or just switch sides so that your right leg is forward again. So you're back in a lunge. Engage the belly, lengthen the tailbone. Start to bring the head back in space. Take your hands to your knee. Engage the back line of the leg. Take the body up. Whew. Open up the shoulders. Find your balance. Take the arms to cactus. Draw the back the muscles of the back. Engage those. Bring the elbows, tip them forward just a little. So the hands are behind the elbows. Breathe. Yep, feel the stretch, feel the work. Notice, keep your focus on your back muscles. Breathe. Nice job. Take the arms up. Exhale down. Either transition through down dog or just take your time and switch sides. Left foot forward. Your back foot drops to the side position. Your left hand comes up to your left knee to help press you up, and warrior two. And breathe. So front knee bent, ideally 90-ish degrees, your back leg active. Here we are again. Drop the hands for a second and feel the low belly pull in, the tailbone drop down, the back muscles get active, and then the arms come out. And breathe. Press through your back leg nice and strong, everyone. Find your pose. So your gaze is ideally over that front hand, but it doesn't have to be. Does that make your back neck cranky? If it does, take your head to neutral. Your front arm goes back and behind you, reaches for the opposite waist, and you're wrapping the back fingers along that hip. That's it. And then take the other arm up. Oh boy, breathe. Right? We don't have that hand for support or that elbow for support. Good. Take the arms up. Both arms out, both arms up. And exhale, take it back to the floor. Down dog or just switch. There's a lot of ways to transition there. Probably the hardest thing is to figure out the transitions that work for you when you're ready. Right foot forward. The back foot drops to the side position. Right hand to right knee. Press up. Leave the hands down for now. So we feel the pose, right? Front knee bent. Back leg active. Back line of the body. Before you even lift the arms, activate the back muscles. And then lift the arms. And notice how that feels different than lifting and then activating. Get strong. Remember, if we can keep the back muscles working, it will help us from the front chest rounding. So front arm comes behind, wraps around your waist. Top arm goes up, or back arm goes up. Breathe. If this is too much, I should have said this on the other side. Just drop that front arm to the thigh. That's it. Take it up, everybody. Activate the back arms. Take the arms up and then cartwheel back to your mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Lower your knees to the floor. Take your knees wide. And either child's pose or puppy stretch. Find your breath. And then come on up. Find down dog. Notice how you feel Breathe, activate the upper back. Look through your hand, step forward, right leg. Step forward, left leg. Bend the knees, look up, and come on up, everybody. And then exhale, hands down. Boy, we warmed up quickly, didn't we? Shake everything out. Good. And then kind of notice, right, if we put our hands on our upper glutes and then we draw, if we just draw the elbows back and then we feel the chest lift and then we get the back body active again, pause there, bring the head back in space. Feel what's going on in your back. So that's where I'm trying to, if that wasn't clear, that's where I'm trying to get to, right? What do we feel? What is active? What's going on back there? Don't lift the chin unnecessarily. Fire up the legs. Now, keep that back body active, but let the hands go. Whew, right now we're feeling very much at attention. And breathe. Take the arms out. Keep the back body active. Whew. Take the arms up, keep the back body active, and then let go and shake it out. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing as we keep finding the muscles. There's so many of them, finding the ones that we need to activate to keep this open. All right, back to the front of your mat. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Soften the knees, step back with your right leg. Find the lunge again, everybody. You always can take the knee down here, but otherwise you're toning the belly, squeezing through the back leg, hands come to knee, take the torso up, find the solidity of the lunge, right? You feel good, you feel solid. Take the arms up, breathe, take the palms together or face your palms together and imagine you're holding onto a beach ball and breathe. And then take both palms forward and take one hand. So my left hand comes down. And I want you to imagine you're pushing with both hands, one behind you and one forward. Isometric work here. And breathe. And then take that hand up and switch. Imagine you're pressing your top hand against a wall and you're pushing your bottom hand against that wall. Woo! And take it up. Your hands come to your heart. Be careful here. Transition to warrior two. The back foot drops. The legs become solid. The arms come out. Feel again the back body. One elbow to knee. The other arm comes up. Two, just straighten the arms. So we still have support, but it is not as much support as if we were leaning on the leg. I'm pushing my arm into my leg into my arm. Core work. And take it up. Whew. Transition back to the front of your mat. So cartwheel down. Once again, you can just drop knee and switch legs, or you can step back to down dog. And then switch legs. Left foot, right foot forward. Almost. Find the solid lunge. Take your hands to your knee. Come on up. Whew. And breathe. Right? So first we have to have stability before we go moving our arms all over the place. So find that first. Arms come up. And breathe. Hold the beach ball. That's right. Turn the palms forward. Your right hand goes down, your left arm goes up. Press into those walls. Take it up, switch sides. Breathe. I know, right? Take it up. Hands to heart. Careful here. Transition. Turn your back foot to the side position. Find your breath. Take the arms out. Expand through the front chest. Engage the back body. Take your forearm to your thigh, reach the other arm over, extended side angle. If you want a little more challenge, all you're doing is straightening that bottom arm. Still press leg to arm to leg. Good, bring it up, everyone. Cartwheel it over. Step back to down dog. Holy moly. Breathe, lower down to your knees. And then find either child's pose or hero pose. And just breathe. So finding balance, right? Maybe taking a few risks here and there to expand past the boundaries that we have self-created. All of those things for me. Breathe. All right, when you're ready, come on up to standing in any way that makes sense, yogi-wise, right? Make it look good. I'm just kidding. And come on up to standing. So balance pose here. We're going to do half moon. Half moon, a challenging, interesting pose all by itself. If we think about the back body in half moon, that whole back line has to be active. If you are near a wall or a pole or a door or a piece of furniture and you want that as your backdrop, just so that you can play without worrying that you might tip, please do that. So for me, I always have a block, and I like my block either at the highest level or at the second level. So if we start in a very, very short looking warrior two, right? So the back foot is more or less parallel. The front foot is more or less straightforward at the short edge of your mat, because that's your line. The block is in your front hand, okay? If you're leaning at a wall, awesome. I'm really good with that. Betty, I was just going to say, watch the pillows there behind you. And then think about what has to happen in half moon. If we take the arms out, that block is going to be on the floor. But if we take the arms out, one is on the floor, one is up to the ceiling or at our hip. The back body is active. And then think about the legs. The glutes are active, whether that leg is lifted or not, okay? So take the back hand to your hip, look forward, and then bend the knee. And how I like to do it is I'm gonna reach forward and still I got my back foot touching the floor a little bit because I wanna find stability. The front leg super weighted, and then I'm gonna lift. And once I feel stable here, I'm still looking at the ground. That is your most stable view, is looking straight down. Then I'm going to make sure that this top foot is open to the side. And then I'm going to draw the bottom shoulder forward a little bit, activate the back body, and take the arm up. And breathe. Whew. Be willing to adjust. And come on down. I took one look at the screen and down I went. Oh, and shake it out. Right, half moon is one of those poses that you do and you just let go of the fear that you might fall. Like, it's just go, kind of go there, because you can always drop the leg and come back out again. And I never care if I wiggle or wobble or fall out of the pose and come back in, because that's kind of what you do, right? You take that risk and then you pop back up again. All right, so let's do the other side. We're going to do both sides twice, by the way. So just so you know. Here we are again. The back body is active. The low belly is toned. We bend the front knee. We reach down with that block and just look at that block and feel how solid it is underneath your hand. And then when you're ready, come on up. When you come up, you want ideally your wrist and your shoulder to line up. Once you have that, perhaps you can tilt the top hip up a little bit, and perhaps that arm comes up. But if we think about the back body, glute active, shoulders active, rhomboids, trapezius, everything working for you. Woo! And then you think too much and you fall out of the pose. Good. Breathe, everybody. And come on out. Shake it out. Like your shirt. Good. So again, wall, no wall. If you have a wall and you want to play, I love the wall. I'm not teaching that today, but the wall takes all the uncertainty out, right? We come up to the wall, we line up, we can play there. So it's just fun. Wall's fun. All right, let's go back to the first side. Think about it, shake out your hips, be willing. Even if you lift that back foot an inch and take it back down, you are doing it. All right, here we go. Bend the knee, reach forward, think about it. Maybe that back hand stays on the hip until you lift up. The standing legs hip actually scoops in and under. And then we think about it. And then maybe the arm goes up, maybe the gaze goes forward. And then maybe there's a moment of not struggle. And we let go. Was there a point? There was actually a point there that my body went, right? Just for a second. But then if you try to hang on to that, then there's struggle all over again. So much like happiness, right? All right, right foot forward, or whichever other foot you were on, forward, bend the knee, find your spot, drop the block down, find it nice and solid first. If you're not solid with one leg, with that one leg lifted, don't do anything else. Just work right there. And when you're ready, maybe something else moves. And extend and find the pose. Imagine someone pulling that foot and then let go. And come on out and shake it out. Yeehaw. Good job, everybody. So just take a wide stance on your mat. Hinge from the hips and come on down. And just take a moment. Whew. Big deep breath, everyone. Good. Come halfway up, halfway. Blocks or no blocks. You're on your fingertips if you're not using your blocks. And then squeeze in through your belly, lengthen your tailbone, activate your back body. Just feel that. All I did was just squeeze the muscles at the back without having to move my arms or do anything different. And then let go, fold forward. Walk yourself to the front of your mat. Step back to downward facing dog. Final one here, just optional, okay? So you're in a solid down dog. If you're comfortable, one hand releases and goes to opposite leg. So this is a ton of work for the upper shoulders, the traps, the rhomboids, the deltoid, or yeah, even the deltoids, right? So breathe, release that side, switch sides. Nice, strong, engaged arm. Breathe, release, lower your knees to the floor, everybody, and come on down to your bellies. Now, for some of my low back folks, you might want a blanket under your hips. I'm not going to use one today. We're going to be working on locust pose. But if you know you need some extra support for your lower back, I would lay across, not too thick, but I would lay across the blanket. And then come on down, all the way down. Ah, that's not so bad. And make a nice comfortable pillow for your head with your arms, best you can. Lengthen your legs, so get the tops of your thighs nice and long. And just breathe for a second. No tension, no pain, no strain, no nothing, just relax. And then feel, I'm just lifting my head so I don't get too muffled here. Feel your pelvis tuck so that you're drawing your belly in, you're leveling out your lower back some, and just feel that. Because sometimes that is all that is needed in a back bend to lighten the load on the lower back. So just notice that as I squeeze my glutes, as I tuck my pelvis, I move toward the bottom of that pubic bone. So try to feel that. And then just lift one leg. Not going to go far. And lower. And then lift the other leg. And lower. Lift both legs, just feel that. If you feel your lower back, lower the feet. Breathe. And lower. And then take both arms overhead. So I want you to lift your left leg, your hip bone is on the floor, by the way, and lift your right arm. So left leg, right arm. Your hand can either be face down or turned in. And see if you can access the back line of the body going across your spine. I'm looking down at my mat. My head is lifted, but I'm looking mostly down. And then take the right arm out to the side, palm face down. And then take the palm back, palm face up, the arm back. Still that left leg lifted the whole time. And then lower everything down. Whew. Shake it out. Once again, tuck through the pelvis, draw the lower belly in, lift your right leg. Breathe. Lift your left arm. Try to access the line. Take the arm out to the side. I got a cactus it because I got a wall here. Take the arm back. Try to straighten the extended leg. Try not to bend the knee if you can help it. And let go. Whew, shake it out. In between these, you can always windshield wiper your legs. That tends to release any lower back stuff. And straighten the legs. Lift your left leg. Both arms are extended out in front of you. Lift your left arm. Same side body. Woo, and breathe. Take the left arm out to the side. Take it back behind you, palm face up, shoulder away from the floor. And release. Shake it out. Same thing, other side. The right leg lifts. So funny. Like, which side did we just do? Both arms are out in front of you. The right arm lifts. Same side of the body. Arm goes out to the side. Palm goes back, palm face up. Shoulder moves away from the floor. And lower. We're almost done. Bend the knees, windshield wiper. Legs down. Both arms out. And actually, let's start with both arms beside your body. Palms are face up. And then tuck the pelvis. Lengthen through the tailbone. Feel the belly button draw in. Move the front shoulders away from the floor. Actually, pick them up off the floor and engage your back body. Your head, neck lifts, but the neck is neutral. The legs lift. The arms lift, optional. Breathe. The chest lifts. Arms can go out to the sides if you got room. And then the arms forward. Breathe. That's the hardest one for most. And let go. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs. Good job, everybody. Lower the legs, come to Sphinx pose. We're almost done. Ooh, rock a little bit side to side. Easy, easy Sphinx pose here. Again, still moving toward that bottom line, that bottom edge of the pubic bone. And then as you exhale, sink down, let the shoulders sink, let the head drop. And then inhale, press the shoulders away, lift the head. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, lift. Last one, down you go. And lift. Hold here only if you want. Press into your hands and extend the arms. This is a modified or variation of Cobra. Big modification. And lower down. And just pause here and do a pelvic tuck. And then just let it go. Don't purposefully tilt. And then tuck. And release. And then turn on to one side, everybody. Just stay on your side, bend your knees, let your arm be a pillow, and just pause. So we talked about this, I think, in Friday's class about keeping the spine neutral after a lot of back bending, just so that the vertebra and the discs can kind of realign. So just let it settle for a second here. Good. And then release, come onto your backs. Your knees are bent. Excuse me. Your feet are on the floor. Your head is on the floor, and I want you to slide. Keep your head on the floor and slide it over to the right. So you may have to lift it a little bit, but just slide your head to the right and then turn your head to the left. So neck stretch, just be really gentle here. Your legs should be comfortable. And then bring the head to neutral. Bring the head back to the middle and then slide it over to the left. and then turn it to the right. And bring it back to center. Keep your head on the floor, but look up and tilt the head up, but don't lift it. So you just slid toward the top of your head. You're looking maybe up at the ceiling or behind you a little bit. Watch your balance here if you tend to get vertigo. And then release, keep your head down and tuck. And then release, just bring your head back to neutral. Take your right knee to your chest. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling. You can use your hands behind your thigh. Straighten your left leg, everyone. And just breathe, maybe point, maybe flex. And then bend the right knee to your chest. Grab that knee with your left hand and come into a final twist. Relax your jaw. Maybe the right arm goes out to the side. Relax your face, relax your body. Take a nice deep breath and let it go. And then bring that knee back to your chest. That foot goes to the floor. Your left knee comes into chest. The right leg straightens. Take the left leg up. Hands behind your knee. And just breathe. And then bend the knee. Grab that knee with your right hand, come into a twist. Let the left arm stretch out to the side. Release the twist, come back to center. Straighten both legs. We are almost to Shavasana, but not exactly. So straighten the legs, but keep them active. So toes are pointing straight up. The hands are down at your sides. The palms are face down. The shoulders go to the floor. So press the backs of the shoulders into the floor. Your head stays neutral. Press there, activate your back body. And then activate the hips and the glutes and feel the muscles fire up. And then press through the back heels. Press everything strongly, either into the floor or into the center line of the body. And let it all go. One more, just like that. Press in, squeeze, 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 the back body active, the back of the head resting on the floor, the glutes so active that they lift you through the center of your body, the heels. And let go. Whew. Good, bend your knees. Press into your feet, lift into a soft bridge, not a big one. And lower down. Walk your feet forward toward the other end of your mat a little bit. Press into your feet, lift up. Lower down. Walk your feet a little bit more forward so the legs are getting longer each time. Press into your feet, lift up. Lower down, walk your feet forward. There's going to be at a point where either you can't make contact with your feet or you have to lift into your heels, lift the hips. Woo! Lower, last one, walk them until they're almost straight. I'm on my heels. My knees are soft. Lift your hips and lower. And then bring both knees to your chest. Good job, everybody. Rock side to side. Cross one knee over the other, both knees to chest. Release, cross the other knee on top. Bring them both to chest. And then finally, undo the knees and let's straighten those lovely legs for Shavasana. And once you are in Shavasana, I recommend that you take those legs nice and wide on your mat so that the hips can fully release. You find your hips even from side to side, from up and down, and then turn the palms face up and allow all good things to be received. The back body softens from all the work. The eyes close. And you realize in the coming new year, there are things that we can risk letting go of. And there are things that we can risk trying that are new or different. Soften down. Soften down even more. When you're ready, either stay or start to wiggle those toes, bringing movement back into your body. Start to bend the knees. Allow your feet to plant on your mat for a moment. And then draw your knees to your chest. Squeeze them in. Send yourself love and appreciation. Roll the knees to one side. And then come on up to a seat. Bring your hands to your heart. May this new year be your best ever. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming to class.